Italy's remarkable victory over England in the Six Nations has quickly become one of the defining moments in the history of Italian rugby, and winger Louis Lynagh has now reflected on the significance of the result that stunned fans and pundits alike. The triumph not only secured Italy's first-ever win over England in the championship, but also propelled them into fourth place on the Six Nations championship table, marking a major milestone for a team that has spent years fighting to prove they belong among Europe's elite. For the passionate supporters packed into the Stadio Olimpico in Rome, the final whistle sparked scenes of pure jubilation. The victory represented more than just 2 competition points. It symbolized years of perseverance, rebuilding, and belief finally bearing fruit. Italian rugby has often been the underdog story in the Six Nations, but Saturday's result showed a team that is no longer content simply to compete. They are now determined to win at a historic breakthrough. For Italy, Italy's success over England was historic in every sense. Since joining the Six Nations in 2000, the Azzurri have endured many difficult campaigns, often finishing at the bottom of the standings. Victories against traditional powerhouses were rare, and England had always proven an insurmountable obstacle. That changed in dramatic fashion with this latest encounter. Italy displayed composure, flair, and tactical maturity throughout the match, controlling key moments and showing resilience when England attempted to fight back. The result sent shockwaves through the tournament and immediately entered the conversation as one of the greatest achievements in the nation's rugby history. For Lynagh, who played a crucial role in the match, the victory was a reflection of the incredible talent developing within Italy's rugby system. "We've got some amazing players," he said after the game. "We've also got those players who bring that little bit of stardust to the team." According to the winger, the blend of structure and creativity has become a defining feature of the modern Italian side. "Since Gonzalo has come in, we've got that detail," Lynagh explained, referencing Italy head coach Gonzalo Casada. "But on top of that, we've got flair and passion. When the opportunity presents itself, we're not afraid to take it." The transformation of Italian rugby, the progress Italy have made over the past few years, has been remarkable. Not long ago, the national team endured one of the most difficult periods in its history, suffering a staggering 7-year losing streak in the Six Nations. Between 2015 and 2022, Italy lost 36 consecutive matches in the competition, a run that raised serious questions about their place in the tournament. Critics frequently argued that another nation should replace them in the championship. However, the Azzurri silenced many of those doubts with a dramatic breakthrough victory against Wales' national rugby union team in Cardiff in 2022. That one ended the long drought and became the catalyst for a cultural shift within the team. The triumph over Wales demonstrated that Italy could compete with and defeat the best sides in Europe. It reignited belief among players, coaches, and supporters that the national team was capable of building something special. Building momentum over 2 years, Lynagh believes the seeds of the current success were planted roughly 2 years ago when the team began showing signs of real progress. "It started 2 years ago against Scotland," he said, pointing to the gradual improvement in performances. The victory against Scotland national rugby union team earlier in the current Six Nations campaign further reinforced that belief. That particular match was played in difficult conditions, with heavy rain turning the game into a physical and tactical battle. Italy's ability to grind out a win in such circumstances demonstrated a new level of maturity. The win against Scotland earlier in this Six Nations, grinding out a victory in the rain, was a key moment, Lynagh explained. "It gave us the belief that if we apply ourselves properly, results like today will happen." This sense of belief has become central to Italy's rise. Instead of entering matches hoping to keep things close, the players now genuinely believe they can beat any opponent on their day. Managing the pressure despite Italy's impressive performance against England, the closing stages of the match were tense. With England pushing hard in the final 10 minutes, the Italian defense was forced to absorb immense pressure. Lynagh admitted that, while the team appeared calm on the surface, there were nerves behind the scenes. "I'd like to say there was no panic," he said with a smile. "But inside, I was thinking, come on, we really need to nail our roles here." Those final minutes tested Italy's discipline and composure. However, the team held firm, executing their defensive duties with precision and maintaining control of the game until the final whistle. The winger emphasized that the squad's confidence in their collective ability helped them navigate that challenging period. "We know among ourselves how good a team we are," he said. "If we get the accuracy right and do the things we practice in training, while bringing the passion that Italy always has, then results like today will come." Creating history for Lynagh and his teammates, the victory over England is not just a standalone achievement. It is part of a larger mission to reshape Italian rugby's reputation. "Hopefully, going forward, we keep creating more and more history," he said. The statement reflects the ambition that now exists within the Italian camp. Instead of celebrating isolated wins, the players are focused on building a consistent winning culture. Such ambition would have seemed unrealistic just a few years ago. Yet the current generation of Italian players has already demonstrated that they are capable of rewriting expectations. Pride from a legend. Among the most emotional reactions to the victory came from former Italy captain Sergio Parisse, widely regarded as one of the greatest players in the country's rugby history. Parisse, who spent years battling against stronger opponents during his playing career, was visibly proud as he watched the current team achieve something that had eluded previous generations. "I'm the proudest person here," he said after the match. The legendary number 8 explained that he understands better than most how difficult it has been for Italian teams to compete with the major rugby nations. "I know what it's been like to play against big teams," Parisse said. "Fighting and fighting, but not getting the result." Speaking directly to Lynagh during a post-match interview, Parisse praised the impact the current squad is having on Italian rugby fans and young players. "You make all the supporters and all the young players believe," he said. "Believe that this Italian team can win games and earn the respect that you earn today." For many supporters, those words carried deep significance. Parisse's generation laid the foundations for Italian rugby's growth, often enduring painful defeats while representing their country with pride. Seeing the new generation succeed is therefore deeply satisfying for those who helped build the sport in Italy. Eyes on Cardiff. Although the win over England was historic, Italy's Six Nations campaign is not yet complete. Their final match will see them travel to Cardiff to face Wales on March 14. Wales have shown significant improvement during the tournament and will present another stern test for the Azzurri. Nevertheless, Italy will enter the match full of confidence after their landmark victory. Specifically, Ireland national rugby union team would need to lose heavily to Scotland without collecting any bonus points, while Italy would have to secure a maximum 5-point victory against Wales. Even if those scenarios do not materialize, the Azzurri can still consider this year's tournament a major success. A new era for Italy. The broader significance of Italy's victory over England extends beyond the immediate result. It signals the arrival of a new era in which Italian rugby is no longer viewed as the perennial underdog of the Six Nations. Belief for the future. Perhaps the most important outcome of the victory is the belief it has created, not only within the team, but across Italian rugby as a whole. Young players watching from the stands or at home now have tangible proof that Italy can defeat the sport's traditional powerhouses. That sense of possibility can inspire a new generation to pursue rugby at the highest level. For Lynagh, the message is simple. The team must continue building on this momentum. The win over England may have made history, but the players are determined to ensure it becomes just the beginning of a much larger story.